Today is leg 2 and the rally leaves Manali to end the day at Kaza. Now unlike leg 1, the stage today is much straighter, wider and faster. Definitely an advantage for the SUVs. But parts of the stage are splattered with rocks and boulders, putting out a serious beating for the cars. That's where the Gypsy has always been the king. It's going to be really interesting to see what strategies the team put out to tackle the day. The second day of raid started from Manali towards Gramfu, where the 76-kilometer competitive began, going into freezing battle up towards Kunzumla Pass and down into Spiti Valley, ending at Losar, onwards in a transport to Kaza.
One stage, this stage is very notorious for its own reasons.
Yeah.
And it's a very technical stage also. It's a gradual climb and you don't come to know the engine is taking a beating because it's cold. Then there was ice today.
Yeah, there was ice today.
It's been almost, I think, 2 years.
2 years.
Since we found ice
Yeah.
here. I think the game plan was very simple to complete this stage and complete day 2.
See, route is sacrosanct. Last year Kaza was not there. This year Kaza is there. And Kaza is always an integral part of the raid. Kaza is the flavor of the raid.
Thunderbolt's Harpreet Bawa did not hold on to his lead and could do little as Maruti's Suresh Rana snatched it from him. A minute and a half behind, hard on Rana's tail was Amanpreet Ahluwalia, who made his experience count and left Bawa eating dust.
This stage is a mix of everything. There are some fast sections and there's some very rough sections. So we had to go through, there's a lot of rocks and there's snow. We actually skid off in one turn, very narrow escape we had.
That was not all that went wrong with Bawa that day. At the end of the stage, he was missing his time card and the officials could not check him into the TC.
मेरा जो है इलेक्ट्रिक कार्ड है चिप कार्ड वो गुम हो गया था मेरे से जाने से पहले फिर बाद में मैं ढूंढ के लेकर आया था फिर मेरे पास स्टार्ट हुआ.
Bawa did something smart. He completed his transport and went back into the stage to look for his time card. In motorsport, recklessness is a virtue, but not in all cases. Amit Rajit Ghosh's clutch issues returned again and he could not complete day 2. Even in a short 76-kilometer stage, the raid did not fail to take its toll. And the third day was going to be another long haul. After the brief respite of only 176-kilometer stage on day 2, the Raiders were set for another long competitive third day. The day 3 of the raid ran 3 stages. The first one starting just outside Kaza, going up towards Langza, onwards to Komik Monastery to end at Demul. And from there it took a transport to Lingti and ran the second competitive to Dhankar Gompa, ending at Shichiling. And then they took a transport to Kaza to run the first stage all over again. Terrain-wise, the stage was a stretch of rocky mountain roads with a lot of rough patches in between. But there was a catch. A warning was sent out as there was snow on the higher mountain reaches.
Third day, we've been informed that there's a lot of snow upstairs as you gain altitude. So the drivers have been advised to put snow chains as a backup and a safety measure.
In the morning we had a scare. Look at our snow chains. We have loaded. The officials suddenly said that you have to put snow chains. That's where the real test is, because if you've not practiced putting on the snow chain, people were running helter skelter. Luckily we had practiced.
It was a fairly fast stage where the SUVs would have had an advantage. But there weren't too many of them at the front of the grid to take advantage of the terrain. Team Maruti's Grand Vitara was leading the pack in the trusty hands of Suresh Rana, and then there were only gypsies till the eye could see.
ये स्टेज अच्छी थी, मज़ेदार भी फास्ट थी. ट्रेन फास्ट था और थोड़ी स्नो थी, इतनी ज़्यादा नहीं.
The stage was nice, but did a blunder twice, thrice. I went into a corner, went a little too much sideways, almost went on two wheels and came back.
Team Thunderbolt, true to their name, was raining thunder on the grid. 3 out of the top 5 cars were theirs. Harpreet Bawa was pelting his gypsy to the limit on 4th place. Captain Sameer Pandey was minutes behind him in 5th. But the new boy and former Desert Storm winner Abhishek Mishra outshone both his teammate and was hard at Rana's tail at 2nd place. Amanpreet Ahluwalia was biting Mishra's dust, 21 seconds behind him in 3rd.
See, they are superstars of Indian racing. I'm just trying to make myself into somewhere or the other. So I'm just doing at whatever I can do at my pace and my level.
I think I clock fastest time. मुझे लगता है कि मैंने शायद fastest time clock किया होगा.
We chased a lot of cars, and in fact lost a lot of time behind chasing cars because a lot of dust was hitting cars. So, well, again, it's a long rally, 3-4 more days to go. Let's see how it goes.
आगे वाला जो सेकंड चल रहा है वो में से 37 सेकंड आगे था. मेरे को लगता है कुछ टाइम उसके ऊपर मैंने कवर किया है. बाकी आज देखते हैं, चल रहे हैं.
The Gypsies ruled again, even in the stage that was essentially for the SUVs. Team Mahindra's Lone Ranger Lohit Urs came in 20th at the end of the 3rd day, with black smoke billowing out of his exhaust. Tata's Harkaran Singh Xenon broke an axle right after he finished the final stage of the day, and he didn't look like he'd take a start the next day. The supercharged army team's Gypsies were struggling to get a grip on things.
This is not a naturally aspirated engine, it is supercharged.
Okay.
So it's a new thing which we are trying out. It's never been tried before. We're trying it. Let's see how it comes up.
All that and the raid was only halfway through. There was more coming. Much more.